And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Sounds good? Excellent. Excellent. Sounds good? Excellent. All right. Tune that off. Double check the YouTube. Good? Excellent. Excellent. All right. YouTube sounds fine. I'm going to do a little bit of work in Marvelous Designer. Very little. Very little. Then we're going to pop over to Daz, and then maybe I'll make a microphone in Blender. So that's what. So I started an outfit. It's a pencil skirt and a blouse, and I think I'm going to do it as a reporter outfit. And by reporter means I'm going to give her a microphone. So we'll do that, and I'll make shoes, but we're not going to do shoes today. So anyhow, and I see in the house we got Emerga, dude, and I saw Charles is in here. Thank you for that resub, dude. I super appreciate that. 41 months. And we have Art. Art. Art's over in the both spots. We got two Arts. We got Art and we got the Echo Art. Open. Project. Where did I save you? It's probably not in recents. I don't know, but we'll take a look. But I've been doing a lot of stuff in there. Nope, I only see cave clothes and lingerie bodysuits. So I don't know. I gotta do this. I gotta look up my ZProj files and see how it's ZProj. There we go. Date modified. You are business set, and you are in a set called business set. There we go. Found it. Check your DM real quick. Is that the picture I saw real quick before I was coming on the stream? Looking good, Charles. It doesn't have any transparency on it. I know that. So you got it to work. That's all. This outfit just needed geometry. It did not have enough geometry in the knees. Looking nice, Charles. We'll put that away for now. Yeah, thanks for sharing, man. I appreciate that. And again, thanks for that resub. Uh, that's what you thought it was? Yeah, because Mesh Grabber had nothing to grab to. And then that knee, when you get that bend, you only had like 3 rows. So, one goes this way, one goes this way, and you have one in the middle, and there's just not enough in there. And even when you used subdivision and mesh smoothing, you just it still wasn't quite doing the trick. So I basically quadrupled the polys in the mesh, and then I went in and just even added more loops into the knees to make it work even better. Okay, file, open. I had started this outfit, and I think I'm going to add cuffs and a collar and then move on for that for the day. Projects, somewhere in here, something called, I think I was calling this a business set. It's not actually a suit. And I think I'm going to turn this into a reporter set. And I'm not quite sure what to call that just yet. So this is what we're looking like right now. We have a pencil skirt. We'll have the ability to make it a really short skirt. Then we have the shirt. I think for the shirt, I'm going to do a couple of little things. We're going to make it a little narrower in the wrists. We're going to add a little collar, we'll add the cuff. And also I need to put a collar on here. So we're going to do that. Other than that, so this current project is the cave clothes. I think this, or I have another outfit I'm calling Neo Asian that I might actually do before this one. But for today, we're going to tighten up these sleeves just a little bit. So we'll just take a little bit out of this way here. 1 and 2. That didn't do anything. 1 and 2. And that didn't. And I'm just going to double check. 102.8, 102.8, probably good. So if we do that, I like that. That's a little bit better. I'm going to wrap a cuff on here. I think we're going to have... Where is this seam? This seam's on the bottom, isn't it? So the cuff is actually going to wrap around, start here, wrap around, and then wrap over a little bit here. So I'm going to do that. Actually, let's put this back. You know what? We're going to put a slice in here. We're going to do this a proper way. So I'm going to put a little bit of a cut right in here. Actually, let's cancel that. So right here, we're going to put that little bit of a slit in there. We're going to run the cuff around, and then we're just going to button it over. So put a split there. That did not work. Try that again. Put a split right there. Like so. Can I offset you as an internal? Now, you know what? I'm just going to put another split in here. I'm just going to take that and bring it up here a little ways. Maybe not that far. Somewhere in there. And then I'm just going to we'll put a little split right there. And then we're just going to take that and line that up like so. So we kind of have that. I think I'm going to round those off just a little. You're not lined up quite right. There's better. I don't want to do that. Never mind. Do a little bit of a smooth curve. Smooth that out a skosh. Smooth that out a skosh. It's probably just going to end up with one poly in there. Then I'm going to measure, you know, I don't know why that point's there. We'll get rid of that. Well, I know what it is. It's left over from the symmetry. Okay, that says 234.5. 234.5. And then you know what, we'll start with 50 and go from there. And this is going to get sewn on. Nope, wrong way. There to there. It's there to there. And this is just going to come along the rest of the way like that. And let me see if I can line this up a little better before we run the sim on this. Oh, I have a strain map on. There we go. So I'm going to take you like that. Maybe wrap you around like so. So if we can kind of put this in close. I Totally went the wrong direction. Bring you in over here. Put that right there. All right, let's see if this will... I don't know, let's see if I can just... There we go. That kind of works. I'm going to use a button and a buttonhole, but we're not going to keep those. Or do I want to just add a... I think I'm just going to add a little piece in here. We'll do a little bit of rounding on this. And I'm just going to take a teeny little like that. And I'm going to use that to just hold it together. So I'm going to put a line in here. Am I using any internal lines in here? I think I am. I think this version of Marvelous Designer isn't playing nice with internal lines anymore. So I think we're going to just come in, let's say 15. So I'll do an offset as an internal line. 15 like that. And I'm just going to do offset as an internal line. 15 on that. And you know what? I'm just going to put a split right there just to give me a, you know what? I'm going to say 15 on that. And we'll just do the same thing. Split 15. You know what I should do is, let's see, 15, that gives me 35, 20. I'm going to redo this to, I'm going to specify the size this time. Let's do 3 by 20. And so I'm going to sew that to this part here. And I'm just going to sew the other side of that to over here. And eventually we'll name that something that'll vanish. Or this is actually going to be invisible. But it's going to help hold it together. I think is what we're going to do. Let's see how this goes. You did not. You did. Okay, I just have to... see, we have to wrap this around. I actually wanted this over that. So let's see if we can get that underneath. And if I make this differ... and I wanted that on top, like so. There we go. All right, that's what we're shooting for. I'm going to put a little bit of a curve on that and call these good. Then we're going to dupe to the other side. Then we're going to finish up the collar. So we want to put, so we're going to grab that curve tool again. And I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing here because we're going to match that number to the other side. And that was not it. Edit curve point. I wanted smooth curve. That's what I want. So we're going to set that to, let's set that to 8. And that way I can just match that over here. Should be good. Control D. Probably close enough. Hit save on that. Run the sim just a little bit, and we'll take a look and see if that lined up okay. Dang. Looks good. Although, you know what? I'm going to just... oops. We'll do that. Strengthen it up a little, like it's really starched. All right, let's take a look at this collar. What are you? You're a cuff. I think you're a collar, but I can't quite tell. How this gets sewn to that. I think I'm starting to see it. So I'm going to trace this out and this out, and then we're just going to sew this on up here. And at some point I'm going to add a little strips in here that we can delete later on so we can open the blouse up. Maybe we'll do that and then call it a day. And then move on to the... So on cave clothes, I want to add fur and start doing materials. So let's do... Well, let's start with a poly. Actually, let's start with a rectangle, because then I can just kind of size that out. Like so. I'm going to take that. There's the, is it the edit pattern or something? Can I just like rotate you or something? Transform, that's what I'm looking for. So I can take you and move you around. I'm going to put you right about there. And then we're going to curve this out. So I think we'll just do it like this, kind of match that curve a little bit like so. I'm watching this angle over here, and I probably should adjust that one so it's about 90 or so. And then what we're going to do is we'll take this, duplicate it, flip it, and then I can use, so I want this to match that. But I'm probably going to curve it a little bit. And can I just flip you? Flip. Vertically, does that work? There we go. That's going to kind of act as the starting point for the rest of the color. So I'm just going to pull you. Actually, before I do that, what we need to do is we want to make sure that this matches this seam in here. So we're going to do a little measurement, and then we're going to make sure that that line is equal to, and I don't want to start here. So let's, I have to make a little change here. We need to extend, trim, and add point to the outline. So I can take that, and we can look at that number as 1673. And then I can just take that, and we want that to be 1673. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab you and drag you out till you're close to 1673. Excellent. So that should be good. Now I'm going to do my duping. And then we'll do the flip. And then I'm just going to shape you to be a little bit more pointy collar like. You'll be on your cell cooking outside. All right. Enjoy the cooking. The weather's actually nice here today. All right, we're pulling that back like so. I like that. That worked. So let's line these up over here. Where are you guys? There's there and there. And this needs to start there. We may need to do some flipping some normals around a little bit. So I'm going to move these so they're closer to our target over here. And we're going to start here and work our way around. So this comes over like so. I'm going to bring you over here. And that should be the equivalent to that. And then I'm just going to sew that to that. So that's the start. We're going to put some, and I'm probably going to put a cut in here somewhere, and we're going to flip those normals because right now, but I think right now we're good. So, you know what? I'm going to turn you around because it makes more sense to see you like that on this side. Do that. Let's sew up those inner like so. All right, let's get this to roll over. So we're going to add a few more lines in here, and we're going to add folds to those to roll it out about 180 degrees, 160, 180, something like that. So we're going to add some internal lines here and here. They're going to be small. Can I not do you? Offset as an internal line. I think that's what I'm looking for. Can I do both of you at once? Offset as an internal line. And we want to do maybe two more. Say okay to that. And then we're going to take all of these, and we're looking for fold angles, right? If I say 0, I want to see what way this goes. Okay, so it's trying to wrap that way. We want to go the other way. So we're going to want to do maybe 30 past. How many do I really have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If we do about 20. So if I go 20 past this. So if I say 200, and we make it really strong. It's not quite rolling over. All right, let's, and I didn't grab these. Let's grab those. And these. Yeah, every time I select one of these, I'm not. There we go. Oh, you guys are all. See, it's trying to get over. If I increase that strength, it really wants to. It did it well in the front. We just kind of have to encourage, give it a little encouragement in the back to get it to come around. There we go. We like that. I have one. Did I just need to adjust you? Is that what it is? Hmm. I can put a fold angle on that. I don't get the option there, but if I do this, Is my sewing acting a little funky in here? It's fine until it just gets into this corner. And then it just doesn't want to. What if we just do that? All right, maybe not. It really didn't like that, did it? I just control HU. Yeah. That was probably a woodpecker. All right, maybe what I need to do is just merge these together. What if I do that? What happens? Why are you not coming? I'm going to just redo. Here, we're just going to rework this a bit. Then I'm going to just put a curve in here. You know, I'm going to get rid of these. Wait, hold on a second. I got to go spook a woodpecker. All right, we're coming back. All right, we're almost here. Actually, you know what? I think I will just delete that. And we'll just delete that, and then we're just going to add them back. Put a split right there. Maybe cancel that. Where did I get that point from? Right there. Let's take a measurement. 26.2. Actually, let's do this one over here first. No, I'm just going to split them. Split them in the middle. Never mind. So we'll just do this split, the uniform split. Am I in camera anymore? I forgot to turn the camera back on. Sorry. I'm totally blaming Mitch McConnell for that. Wah, wah, wah. Actually, I have an idea. I don't have to split these. I'm going to try. Actually, I want that one there. So I am going to split the middle on this one, but I want the other one to be a little bit long. So we uniform split that. I want to make sure that's straight, so we'll get rid of that. It looked pretty straight, didn't it? Okay, we're going to take a little line, run you from there to there. Oops, I forgot to do the thing. Do the double click. There we go. And we're just going to take this and kind of try to match that curve a little bit like so. And we're just going to add some internal lines. I think I'll add 3, add as internal line. Yeah, we'll do 3 that way. And add as an internal line. We'll do reverse direction. I'm going to do 2 that way. And then we're going to put our folds in here. There we go. You know what I think I can do is I think I can, I should have probably done that before this, but I think I can merge these. And then maybe smooth that out. And you know what? I'm going to get rid of these. So we're going to we're redoing it. We're smoothing it out a little bit further. I want to have to do a little bit of that's about right. Smooth those out a little. Maybe bring that back. Bring you down a little. Like so. Maybe pull that out a little. Give you a little more, just a tweaky, little bit more curve there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this plus the other thing, this and this, is equal to 1673, 1675. Oh, that is close. I don't need that point there anymore. 1673. We're going to make that 16. I know it's 0.2 of a millimeter off. But we can do better. We can actually get that right on the nose. Is that still sewn on? It is still sewn on. Yay. All right, now we're going to put that split through here. So once again, split that. Okay. Maybe not. You know what? I'm going to measure. So what I'm looking for, and that's a little off, 28.7. That's what I'm doing. Actually, I'm going to leave that for a second. So we want to, maybe I can just rotate you just a scoosh more. Nope, you're snapped in place. Maybe just like that. Is that oh, we're still off just a hair. I think that's probably good. And I just forgot what I said. Damn it. 28.7. So I want to put a split right in here at 28.7. Not change length, split. How's that collar looking, by the way? I think I'm going to pull that point out a little bit further first. And then we're going to put that 28.7 split right here. And then what we're going to do, if I do this, can I just... Right? Oh, I know. It's still mirroring. That's my problem. Doy. Can I just convert you to a curve point? Getting there. All right, now we're going to add our internal lines again. And then we can put the ones in here. Was I reversing? I am. There it is. Uncheck that so it goes the other way. Got it. And I didn't want to select all these. Now we're going to roll that. And then what I want to do... Normally you would button up through there, but I'm not going to button up through there. I'm going to cheat. We're gonna actually take a line, run it. Do I want to just flip the whole thing? I think I'm just going to flip the whole thing. So here, we'll just do flip normal on that, right? And I think we're going to strengthen up the fold on that. And maybe... You know, it's like I had it and then I messed it up. Gonna be cooking dinner. All right. See you when you get back, Mr. Charles. I'm hopefully we'll be done with this and maybe have moved on. I probably should. You know what? I think I'm going to redo that. We're going to start it in lower and then roll it out. So I think maybe we'll start this here, run to here. So can I just do that? Can I just grab these points maybe? And drag all of you maybe to about here. Are you not some... Did you do something really weird? All right, let's try this. I guess those weren't symmetrical. I do want to move these. So do I have points in here in the middle? Oh, I'm just going to redo those. It'll probably be faster that way. You know what? That might work. Let's try that. Offset as internal. Okay, then do it again. If I can select it. Reverse the direction and only go 2. Select all of these, set up the fold. Too far. We're close. Of course, I tugged on something, so now I have to reselect all of this. So maybe we wanted to do somewhere in there. I think that might be fine. Yeah, I like that. I think that's going to give me a nice color. Okay. Are button-down collars still a thing? I'm not going to button that down. I'm going to go with that. All right, I'm going to just add 2 little strips in here, and then we're going to move on. And so that's kind of, the back of that's a little goofy looking. I'm going to live with it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm going to add a little bit more of an offset on that, though. Get that punch up like that. There we go. I like that. Gives a little bit more body. I want to do something stupid. Let's hit save. Where's the inflate? Pressure. There it is. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. And now I've really screwed it up, so I'm just going to reload. All right, there we go. All right, we're going to just double check and make sure I set that to 6. That looks good. All right. Do a little sim, turn a little sim off, do a little H, do a little sim. Yeah, we are totally not going to get away with that, are we? It really isn't just going to let me strengthen that up, which is good. All right, one last thing. I think this is sewn to that, and then vice versa. We're going to take little strips and then sew those in between. So let me see. You are sewn to that edge. If I do that, they both go away. What I want is 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, 5, 2.3. Okay. I'm just going to put you right there. And I think if I do that to that, and that to that, and then if I do a, nope, cancel. Are you not letting me control D? Oh, it did let me control D. Did I? All right, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Let's freeze the skirt so it doesn't go anywhere. I'll freeze the collar and the cuffs too. Right? And then these should go flying into there. And then when you take a look, I should have this little strip right in there. And then when I want to make this an undone version, we can just delete those out and it'll fall apart. So I think I'm good. And then we're just going to put some, yeah. All right, I'm going to leave. I'm going to stop this today. So it still needs to be trimmed up in a lot of stuff, but that's the general shape that this reporter business set reporter is going to have, and we're going to make a microphone, and we'll make some heels for that. All right, let's hit save. All right, we're going to go and work on the cave close now for the next hour. Hold on, I'll be right back. Dum dum dum. I'll be back. All right, we're back. Let's go play with Daz. Actually, I don't need Marvelous Designer anymore. We just saved that. Didn't I just save this? Control S. I'm saving it now. And did I not start Daz? I guess I didn't start Daz. I thought I started Daz, but I guess I didn't. Maybe not. Oh, there it goes. So we're going to add hair to the cave clothes. We'll do the this is a little tweaky. So I currently have 12 different material options, 4 of which are fur. So we're going to make fur versions for those. And was it create hair node or something like that? Yeah, I think that's it. I went over this yesterday, but I made some changes. So what we're going to do is we're going to add fur to that and that. And actually, I'm going to set this up for the leopard. And we're going to put this over here. So let's do a little bit of work. Hey, Chris, everyone. You missed Saturday. It's been crazy. I'm sorry, Rod. And it's Rod Shelley. I'm sorry it's been crazy, Rod. I hope it's okay. And let's, I'm just going to get the bottoms in here just so we can kind of see what they're looking like. And it's okay. You just need 3 more of you. All right. Okay, we're going to touch these up. And we're going to go find our textures. And we're going to go hunt down. Bum, 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 bum. Cave close. There we are. Runtime. Textures. Me, and cave close. There we go. Okay, start with, I think I'm going to put kind of a tan suede leather on all the straps. So we'll start with that. So I'm going to put that right there and bring this over here. Not sure the planet can handle it. What, 3 more of you? I could see that being an issue. Oh no, more rods. Okay, metallicity is 0. Base color, we're gonna make our base color the suede. That's my height. That's my normal. And that's my roughness. Okay, and then we're going to put a leopard texture on the flaps and the cup trim. So we're going to do that. So let's go find the leopard. Somewhere in here is something that says fur, right? So we're going to set up the fur, and then we just change the base color. Here it is. That says foy, fur. So there's a fur roughness goes there. I got a fur height map. I got a fur normal map. I don't know if that changed. That did not change. Bad boy, what you gonna do? All right, there's my normal map. There's my animal skins. I want to do leopard for this one. Just kind of as a starting point. Should be good. So that's what it's going to look like. Oh, I want that to be leopard too. So I'm going to copy this. And there's two of these. Front trim top, and then there should be a rear trim top. So we'll just paste that there. I think this is good. All right, we'll put fur on this first. Let's just render it like this just to see what it looks like without the fur. And then I can make the hair deforced. I can't do that on stream though, because that's a secret PA thing. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. If we, here, let me run the simulate. I got to tweak some stuff here. Let's pop over into here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Activate the quick simulation, and it basically is going to tighten things up. I think I maybe need a little more friction here, but I'm not sure. Now we'll just run a little test render. So that's kind of what it's looking like without fur. Not actually bad. I have to touch up my straps a little bit. I should put something in here, but I haven't quite decided what it should be. Or maybe not. I might leave it like that. We'll see. I think maybe I want to maybe smooth the displacement map out. Also, I think I might crank the stretching up on these a little bit. So if we take those and those, right, we pop over to here, we make that contraction ratio. Right now it's 90. If we make it even smaller, 85. Run that again. I actually think I like that a little bit better. So I'm just going to save those simulation settings. Oops. Default. Yes. Check only simulation settings. Okay. Oh, Joe needs help in the garage. Alrighty, we'll see you when you get back. If you get back. Take care, Rod. Good to see you, though, man. I'm going to resave that simulation setting because I'm kind of happy with how these are working. And that just covers the nipples. Although it wouldn't be Twitch safe except she's got clothes underneath this. What am I doing? I'm saving a material preset. I'm going to overwrite that one right there. And then we're just going to check only simulation settings and save that. All right, now I'm going to reset. And we're going to do We're going to add a hair node on here. So create new strand base hair. There we go. I'm going to say top. Actually, here we're going to say CC03 top strand base hair. And I'm going to copy that right there. All right, accept that, and it should bring up the little editor thing. Okay, we're going to put hair on two surfaces. So we're going to do cup trim and cups. Yay. All right, I'm going to paint. We're going to fill. It's going to be a little more complicated for the bottoms because we're using a transparency on that. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to have to try to load in maps for that. All right, distribution. I think I'm going to crank that up to 400. And I've noticed that changing the length in here, well, it's a preview, right? So do I have an option to change the length in here? I actually don't, do I? But we can do it with style. Because we do everything with style around here. Here, I can scale. I can actually scale it down. Oops. And then we can switch over to this, and we're going to give it a little bit of shape. Is that the right tool? No, I wanted the comb. And I want that radius to be bigger. And I want the strength of that to be really low. Because I want to just pull it down ever so slightly like that. And then we'll just do the same thing over here. And I think that should be good. We'll do a little bit of clumping. Just to give it a little more. What does this tweak do? Reduce length? I'm not going to tweak anything. Never mind. I think we're good. I think we can accept this. And you can't see it right now. We'll do a quick render. The colors are janky. But we have a shader we're going to put on here. Actually, did I add that to my scripts? Was I clever that way? I was not that clever. We're going to find this shader and I'm going to add it to the scripts so that I can get to it later. Here, we're going to do a test render now. I'm not sure what color this is going to be. It's going to probably look... I can't even tell if it's fur or not. That's too short, isn't it? I'm not seeing anything. Let's set it up so we can... So here, let's get back into our editor. Here, I put the edit button right there for a reason. Style and length. And maybe we scale that back up again. And then maybe I accept that. And then maybe we can see if we're seeing anything or not yet. You know what? I'm going to be bold here and switch this over to iRay. Is everything looking good? Nope, I don't have any drop frames. I'm going to break that now. Let's see if we've got fur on here yet. Oh, I'm not going to see it in the preview though, am I? You're right. We gotta make a change over here. Inline tessellation in preview. There we go. I think my clumping may be a little weird. Yeah, let's dial back the clumping. If I say 1000, is that still... See how the computer's performing. You know, that's still looking a little weird. If I match the color, it'll probably blend in better. It's funny, I can... Do I want to sub... Does it... Let's... Enable smoothing. High resolution. If I change the resolution on that, does that change things? I'm having a sneaking suspicion that my mesh density isn't sufficient to get that to... Because I've got real shape in there. I don't think it's... You know, it looks good in the preview, but then when we render it looks like poo-poo. So let's take another look at what our options are in here. Mesh resolution. Line tessellation. I mean, is it just a matter of line tessellation? You know what? I think I'm going to redo this. I think my styling might be a little too dramatic. So here, let's redo. Let's do that. Let's pop back over into top right there, right? And I'm going to turn this off for a little bit. We'll go back to texture shaded. Okay, I'm gonna, this time we're gonna do it, and then I'm gonna see how it is before I style it. I still want to make it short, so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna create a new strand-based hair. I'm gonna change, did I put you on the clipboard? Yay! It's still on the clipboard. Accept that. All right, we're gonna put it here and here. I'm gonna just fill that. My distribution, you know what, let's say 1,000 on that. My style, let's do that. Hey, Rod's back. And let's say 0.2 for right now. And then we're not going to touch anything else. We'll just accept this, right? Actually, let's do the clumping a little bit. Maybe 5. And then we'll accept that. And then we'll set the tessellation on that. And we'll do a little bit of a preview. We're adding fur to the cave clothes. Okay, that's looking better. You know what? I think I did mess it up with the... that's looking a little too furry. I'm going to dial that back a little bit and give it a little... We'll clump it up a little bit more. We'll do this in baby steps. So reactivate the editor. Pop over to the clumping. If I say 15, and then we accept that, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, we're going to make that a little bit shorter. So we'll activate that. These colors are really weird, but we'll fix those in a minute. So back into styling. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say 0.5 and then accept that. And then I'm just going to, we may end up undoing this styling. I should actually hit a save on this at some point. We'll do that. So file, save as, scene, over here, cave close, whip 2. Accept that. You know what? I think that's going to be okay. I think I'm going to back the clumping off a little bit. So let's maybe do 10. And I think I'm going to comb it just a hair, ever so slightly. See, I kind of, you can see the pattern coming underneath, but when we put the color on here, it's going to be okay. I think that's fine. All right, one more little step. We're going to just style it just a little bit with this. I'm going to set the strength to like 2. Set that straightiest. And I'm just going to do, it just barely moved. Okay, let's try that. Now I'm impatiently waiting. You see, now it's getting weird. Is it weird from highlights or what? We're zooming in and trying to see. It might be material weird. I've got little weird bare spots too. That's kind of annoying. And that might be from the styling. Can I undo that? I don't think so. This is why we just did a save. So I don't think I'm going to touch it with the comb. At least not this one. I might be able to. So I think I'm good with my first settings. We're just going to get the color on here. It actually doesn't look any different. I think it's, yeah, all right, we're going to live with that. I think, all right, let's get the color in here. So if we select that, I gotta try to remember where this shader is. I should put it someplace I can remember easier. So what is the special? There's a special, what are you called again? Strand base hair shader. Is that it? RSL? I don't think so. Shader preset, strand based hair, DAZ. Is that the... Is that what I'm looking for? That might be it. You know what? I'm going to open path. Yeah, actually, I think that's it. So I'm going to put this into my script folder. And we need to go into my DAZ library, shader preset, strand-based hair. So this is what we're looking for. I'll do that. I'll navigate that over here on screen 2. Oh, because my content library is over there. Let's turn that off. Take the strain off the system. So my library, I think that was what, shader presets, and then strand-based hair, something like that. Strand-based hair, there we go. Iray blended dual lobe hair shader high. Is this the one right here? That is not it. That is it right there. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to right click on that and we're going to create a custom action out of that. There we go. Accept that. Okay, so now this has been added to the script menu. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it over here on my toolbar. So let's do that. Windows, workspace, customize. So custom actions. So that is right there. This toolbar, I can never find anything. It's right there. There it is. So I'll take you, drag you right there, apply, accept. Okay, so we're just gonna change the colors for this, and this. I wish, can I do these all at once? That would be too easy, right? Yeah, I have to do them one at a time. So I'm going to set them all to a white to begin with. And then we're going to put the leopard cut shader in there. Into the color map. Oops. And then if I click on that, somewhere in here should be cave clothes, leopard base color. There we go. And I just have to swap that in to all of these. I should probably save this as a shader that I could open up and then edit. And then I could just find and replace this map with the new map. I'll probably do that later though. Right, should be good. Viewport color, I don't know. You know what, maybe I'm just gonna make you a... See, that looks a little bit better. Let's do a little render and see how it's looking. And then now I've got... You're looking really dark, aren't you? Is that just the pattern underneath it? It just might be the... You know, it is a dark spotty pattern. Maybe we clump it out a little bit less and we maybe make it a little bit shorter. We'll try that. I thought I dialed that back from 15. Are you looking furry though? Maybe a wee bit longer. Because now I'm not even really seeing the fur. I think I'm seeing it just a little bit. Let's zoom in. I think I want to make it a little bit longer though. Because now we're not even really seeing it, are we? Am I too close? I'm probably too close. Let's see. See, I can see it. Why is it just so spotty though? I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Oops. Now it's just really dark. Well, I think I'm going to stop messing around with this for right now. He said still messing with it. And then we'll get the bottoms done. And then I'll try to dial in the shaders. I can see the leopard pattern, really. And it looks like it's kind of furry. So I think that's good. It would be nice if I can I copy, can I save these settings and then load them in for something else? Paint, distribute, style, graphics, settings. Nope. Accept, cancel, global settings, clump, tweak, paint, setup. Update curve orientations. It's probably as good as we're going to get with this one. All right. Let's do a save on that. Let's save this shader. I'm gonna just stick it right there where the sun don't shine. Here we go. Save shader presets. Leopard fur. Let's do that. And I'm not going to compress it so I can get in there and actually maybe open this up in a text editor. We'll impatiently wait for that. Then we'll put this on the skirt here. The skirt's a little trickier because it has a transparency map for where goes where on that. And that was really weird, setting that up. So anyhow, we got the skirt selected. We're going to go ahead and create new strand based hair. I think, oh, I still have you on the desk on the clipboard. Cool. Bottom, maybe with 2 T's. All right, accept that. Brings this up. So what we want is bottom. I don't want bottom trim. We want flat front trim, flat rear trim, front trim top, and rear trim top. Okay, we're good. So we're going to paint. I think I can do an import, and I've got these colors set up, so I think this will work. Except I changed the names of them, so we might have to do some weird tweaking. So I might have to export and then re-import and overwrite some stuff. I think we got to do that. Where am I though? I'm lost. Projects. There we go. Cave close. Whip. So those are these weird. I have to rename a couple of these. I think that's what it comes down to. Yeah. So do I have the rear top trim? Let's try that. Okay, so I do have to. I got to get the names to match these names, and that's what it's going to bring in. So we're going to do this again. So I need to, I'm going to hit accept on that for right now. And what I need is kind of, I need to be able to see these when we do this again. So pop back into the editor. Into here to the paint. And then we'll just do the import again. And what Chris needs is, oh no, I can't see it. I can't move this to see my names. I think I remember what they are. Front flap trim. So if I just change you, get rid of those two. Should be good. That's probably garbage. That's probably garbage. That front, that needs to be, dang it. Let's try this again. There we go. This is the rear trim. So I think if I delete those, that's the rear. Delete those. I think this will work. There we go. Excellent. Can I get rid of you? Yep. There we go. So that's a density map. That shows where the fur is going to go. Distribute. Actually, but I'm not seeing anything to work with though. Did you not? Yeah, I've got these selected, right? Coming over to distribute. Oh, there we go. I had to check the map. All right, our fur is a little long. Actually, we're probably good here. So come over to the style. Maybe we do 0.1. Maybe 0.15. I think we'll try that. We'll do a little clump to it. Maybe we'll accept that. Okay, we're going to set this so it shows up in the preview. And what I think I can do is I think I can copy and paste this over to here. So I want that and that. We come over to here, and I can take that. We can copy selected surface, and I can just paste it over here. I do have it also saved as a shader. And we're going to pop over here and select that, turn that on. Let's do a test render. Control R. Yeah, that's fine. It's hard to see it. We just blurred it out a little bit, but I think that's going to be good. Anyhow, I think I got my fur kind of set up. Do that. Do I want to cancel this? Yes. Let's put you back here. Let's see. Is everything attached to the Genesis? It's not. Do I have to parent you guys to the Genesis? Is that how it works? And ideally, if we run our D4 sim, this should stick on, right? We'll just hit a save here. We'll just run a sim. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to check a couple of things out. Turn that off. Turn that off. Do these run a little bit faster now? Try the sim again. There it goes. And you can see the fur is sticking to the loincloth. All right, I think this is good. I think I can kind of save all of this as a wearable preset. Hopefully I don't have to redo these hairs too many more times. Although if I have to... How do you know you're attached to... I don't know. Let's try... Maybe it's a wearable preset. Cave outfit furry with fur. We'll say with fur. And Genesis a female. I'll do that. Oh, do I still have the I have to clear the simulation and then we'll resave it. Okay, we'll resave you. Oh, you know what? I should have put an exclamation point in here. So we're going to rename that. So I put an exclamation point right there in front of cave, and then this way it pops into the front. Yay, yeah. Hit a save on this. We're going to double check and see if it works. Then I'll try to set it up for Genesis 9. Ooh, Cliff Stalling is on, and he's doing music today. Peekaboom. Peekaboom's on. She's gaming. Oh, we're back. All right, let's launch. We'll double check and see if this is looking good. Guitar shredder. In the wrong browser. There we go. Double click. I think we're good. We'll just double check we'll just run the sim. See if everything moves right. Hey, everything's moving right. Excellent. Undo that. So I think I'm good with the Genesis 8 for now. Awful lot of materials to make. All right, let's do Genesis 9. What am I doing? I'm coming over here because I want to go to favorites and I want to make you into the female shape. Yeah, yes. Okay, then we're going to run over here and here and here and here and load in the bottom, load in the top. You know what I should do is I should have saved those as material presets. I can do. I want to. Yeah, let's load you in. Let's load you in. And we'll come over here. And there's a number that goes with this leopard outfit. We're going to call it something like, I want to say like 9 or 10. But we'll take a quick look at surfaces and see what the actual I have on that map is. Nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, you guys still have the old textures. Oh, no. We can fix. We have the technology. I'll just load in the other one. That one right there. Okay, that says 09 leopard base color. Okay, that tells me what I want to save it as. So pop over here in materials, we'll do a material preset. CC03 09 Leo hard top. Uncheck simulation settings and accept that. Impatient. And then I have to save it for the bottom too. And then we get to do fur, if this finally ever gets around to coming back to us. So in the meantime, let's see who else is on Twitch. So our friend Pika Boom is on. She is playing Motor Manufacturing Monday, is what it says. Satisfactory. Cliff Stalling Music. Maybe you say hi to Cliff. I haven't seen Cliff in a long time. There's the wonderful Cliff Stalling Music doing music today. He often does Dead by Daylight. Sometimes he just opens up Pokemon cards. Pixelogic is on. I don't see any of the art friends. Okay, that got done. Let's save you as a material preset now. Material preset. You're kind of like that, but you say bottom. I'm probably going to make a combined preset that'll do both at the same time. But for right now, I've got to save them out individually. So the idea is you just have the one file that you can use for either the top or the bottom, instead of having separate ones. I still think I'm going to have to maybe save the furs out separately. Fur top and the fur bottom for different materials for that. And I think I might want to add 2 more colors to my set. So I might have 6 furs. So that's going to give me like 12, 13, 14, 6 furs. Because I might just add a generic brown and a generic white. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to go with the black bear, the leopard, the tiger, and the zebra. See how lazy I get. Are you done yet? Oh, still not done. Arr. It is so slow. It's going to be 4 o'clock before this stupid thing finishes saving. Oh, oogly googly. Adobe's on. What is Adobe up to? Adobe Live hosts amazing artists who create live. Join us and connect and learn and get inspired. Today we got Roller Troll with at Wad the Cuff. Chat rolls the dice and introduces chaos to Wade's illustrations. Okay. We're not gonna go raid Adobe, but still. Are we done? We're done. All right. So I'm going to get rid of these. And now I can put my materials on there and there. No. No. Dang it. I have to manually do this now. I got to do this the hard way. Oh, for crying out loud. All that waiting and I saved the wrong thing, it looks like. So let's copy that. Come over here, and I'm just going to paste that to everything. And I'm just going to copy this leopard pattern here. I'm going to paste it to that, and that. And then these ones here, I need a transmap for. Right here. Somewhere in here probably says long opacity. There we go. All right, now we're moving along. All right, let's get the fur on here. Create new strand-based hair. Oh, hey, that was still there. Top G9. Did I put an extra space in here? One. Nope, we're good. All right, same drill. Grab the cup parts. Come over to the paint. Fill. Move along to distribute. Set you to maybe 1,000. Come over to style. Do that. Set you to 0.15. Actually, 0.1. 0.075. I think that might be in the ballpark. I don't know. I'm going to accept that just to take a quick look at where I am. Let's do a quick render and see what it looks like. It's looking a little short to me. That might be good. And then what did I have? Like just the teeniest amount of clumpy on there. And then were you set to... You know, it looks thin because that says 100. I want 1,000. That's better. All right, let's give that the color we want. So we saved that right there. Let's double check that. Might be okay. Might be a little long though. I'm forever dialing this in. Back into the editor. Back to style. Do that. Now 0.75. Accept that. I think I'm going to live with this for now. And we'll do the, we'll set up the bottom now. Create new strand based hair. Do I still have that on the? I do. Excellent. G9. Okay, do the same thing we did before. That, 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 that. And then we want you, and I want you. Come over to paint. We're going to import in that that thing we did earlier, flap rear. I think that. Excellent. Yay. All right. I'm going to get rid of that. Come over to distribute. So I think the trick was I had to tell it to use that map. Yep. And we're just going to set you to 1,000. And then we're going to pop over to style. Do that. 0.15. I think I'm happy with that. Clump. We'll just say 3 on there. Accept that. All right, I got that. I'm going to select this. Apply that. And we should be kind of good for this. So we quickly applied our shader that had the leopard pattern to it already. Okay, we're coming up on 4, so no matter what this looks like, I'm probably just going to save it right here. It's looking a little dark. So I need to tweak these settings so that it looks better. But we're getting there. At least it looks furry. So I think I'm relatively happy with this, the direction I'm heading in. So there's a secret tool for PAs, which I can't actually show you, which we can use to make this actually dynamic hair. I'm not sure I actually need this to be dynamic hair, so I might not use this. But I might need that to set it up so that I can redistribute this better. So we'll see how that goes. But anyhow, this is going to, so it will come in the version without fur, and then it'll come with the furry version. And we're going to do that. I'm going to stop this. We're going to cancel that. We're going to do the same thing we did with the other one, which means I'm going to put you down like that. And we're going to just parent that into there. Then we're going to save this as a wearable preset. I think I can parent these to these as well, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. And anyhow, that's where we're stopping today. So we did a little bit of work on our news reporter. I'm going to call it news reporter. I got to find something more exciting than just news reporter, though. It's basically a pencil skirt and a blouse. We're going to add some heels to that and a microphone, so she can be a woman on this street. Investigative reporter. I might do an earpiece, but I don't know. I think really you just need the microphone, although the earpiece would be a nice touch. We'll see. So tomorrow night we'll probably model a microphone, and we might maybe just work on materials and thumbnails for this. So that's kind of the tentative plan for tomorrow. Let's get this saved before I lose it. So once again, we're going to select that. We're going to come over here, and we're going to save you as a wearable preset. And I'm going to put the exclamation point in it this time. And I'm going to call you Cave Outfit. Hit that. And we don't want to save the eyes, but we want to save everything else. And you know what? Let's go over let's go over and say hi to my friend Cliff Stalling, who's doing music. If you want to listen to a wonderful musician, please stick around for the raid. I see Cliffy's been streaming on and off, so good guy. I've known Cliff for what, 2019? It feels like forever. Cool cat though. Uh, anyhow, thank you all for being here. Rod, thanks for coming back. I appreciate that, man. Charles may be listening in the background. If you're not following Charles, check him out. Art's outside, I think, cooking, and may have me on the mobile. Thank you for that, Art. Really appreciate it, dude. And of course, the awesome sauce that is Rod Shelley. Check him out here. And remember, our good friend 3D Loki is really scrambling to make ends meet this month. So if you're out looking for some poser or Daz characters, check our good friend 3D Loki here. He's running sales over on his Ko-fi. That would probably be the best place if you want to pick up his stuff there. Or also if you can just donate or just give money to give him a tip. He's a cool cat, deserves the money if you can afford it. That would be awesome. So thank you all for being here. I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Like I said, we may be modeling a microphone in Blender, and we will probably be also maybe trying to work on materials for this outfit. So appreciate y'all. Let's do this. We're gonna go say hi to my good friend Cliff Stalling. And we have raid calls if you can stick around. If you're not a subscriber, use that. If you are a subscriber, you get to use the super cool sub raid call. There we go. I'm gonna copy Cliff Stalling music here, paste that into here. And hey, if there's anybody over on the YouTube, I appreciate that. Remember, YouTube, like and subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. So Chris comes over here. I am ready to raid in a second. I can raid right now. I'm copying my raid call. Hey, thank you all for being here. Hope you have a good rest of a Monday or Tuesday, depending on what side of the planet you're on. And hasta la vista, baby.